37 days ago, we set out from Los Angeles, a dozen people, determined to make the journey to walk almost 500 miles to here. And across and over the San Gabriel Mountains, we crossed through the high desert of the Antelope Valley and through the Central Valley, 110 degrees. We had blisters on our feet, folks who had injuries and couldn't keep walking. But we came through it with the support of so many, and we are here. We are here today, and we are bringing a simple message and a demand, and we will be heard. Yeah! But what is this demand? What are we asking? Simply for our leaders to tell the truth. I don't think that's a lot to ask, do you? No! We want them to tell us, the people that they should represent, the truth, that our system of government, that our elections have been fundamentally corrupted because the control and the influence and the power of big money from corporations and from billionaires especially has become so profound that they who should have been elected to represent us no longer do, and they represent the 1% and govern in favor of them, and that's not right, and we're going to change that here. Yeah! We're demanding that they tell us the truth and acknowledge that, yes, the system is corrupt. And I want to be clear, this doesn't mean that any individual elected official who works inside this building is corrupt. We're not saying that. We're saying that these are folks who are good people, who want to serve, and who many of them have worked very hard and very long to be able to do that. But they are working within a system in which the rules do not allow them to do the right thing. They don't allow them to stand up and represent us. Because if they do, what will happen? They will be challenged by so much money that it's almost a guarantee that they won't be able to be reelected if they truly stand on principle and stand for the people. And there are exceptions, but this is the rule. The rule is not one person, one vote anymore. It's $1, one vote. And some of us have a few, and some of us have billions, and they're running our country, and we need our leaders to tell us the truth and say, with courage, yes, my people, the system is corrupt. I want to change it, and I need your help to do it. And that's what we're calling on our leaders in Sacramento to do. And will you join with me in demanding that they tell us this truth? Yeah! It's time. It's time for them to tell us the truth. Because we know when they do, it will change the conversation in our state and in the country. Can you imagine what it would be like if Barack Obama, our president, was to go on television and make an address from the Oval Office and show it on YouTube and tell us the truth, sitting at his desk? My fellow Americans, your system of government is corrupt. Can you imagine that? Yeah. No. How it would change the conversation in our country and allow everyone who feels this to speak it and know it, and then what? Then what?
Change it.
To act, to change it. And that is the process that we are here to begin. We have to change the conversation and base it on the truth. Not denying that anymore. There's no time to deny this. Because we know that opens the door to action. And that is the second piece of this simple demand that we have brought, that it's time for them to take immediate action and not just baby steps. This is a crisis, and we need action that is commensurate with the urgency of that. And we have laid out a path for our leaders to take. 3 simple steps to pass bills that are pending in our legislature right now that would help to advance this 28th constitutional amendment to give us free and fair elections, to make it clear that corporations are not people, that money is not speech, and Congress, as representatives of the people, can regulate campaign spending to ensure political equality. We are calling on them to pass these 3 bills that will move forward this amendment and start to rein in this corruption in California. And it's time for them to take action and pass them. Yeah! And the good news is that they are beginning to hear us. They are beginning to hear us, and tomorrow, because of the hard work of so many of you here and many who are not here, 2 of these bills are going to be voted on in this building in our Capitol. AJR 1, that would call for a convention of the states to propose a constitutional amendment an SB 1272 that would give all of us as voters the opportunity to formally instruct our congressional delegation to support that amendment. And we know it's time for our leaders to come here tomorrow and to vote to pass these bills.
Yeah!
But that would be just the first step. There are many more steps to take, and we have also called upon them to take one tiny step in the direction of making change in California right now, because they have the power to do that. And that is to pass the California Disclose Act, which would only show us who it is that's buying our elections. Is that so much to ask?
No!
I don't think that's much to ask, and it's time for our leaders to have the courage to pass that, and to come and to meet with all of us who will be here and tell us, yes, the system is corrupt, and I will stand with you, the people, to change it, and I will take action. And it's time for them to step up and do that, and be here with us.
Yes! Yes! Yes, brother!
Yes. So we've come through this journey, and we couldn't have done it. We literally could not have made it here without so many people who stepped up because they believed in our cause, and they saw the sacrifice that we were making, and they said, I will help you. I will open up my home to you. I will cook food for a whole bunch of people, and I'll come and bring it to you.
Yes!
I will be there when you walk into town, whatever time it is, and I will stand there and I'll give you a hug and I'll give you a high five and I'll cheer for you. And we could not literally have made this journey without all of those folks. Some of you are here, and we want to thank you. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It takes a movement. It takes a movement to win change, and we are marching to spark that movement, and I've seen that happen in town after town through this great state of California. And now I want to ask those who began the march with me in Los Angeles and who have joined with us and marched for many days, hundreds of miles, to come and to stand with me here as we finish this march, to stand with me here. Come on down. And I want you all to give these people a lot of love. We've held together. We've held together as a community. Can you imagine 37 days? Not one day off, living on the road, not knowing where you're going to stay. We've had a few little fights, but we've held together with a lot of love. I love every one of them. And they deserve your love and support too. And now we are here to make good on a promise. When Dr. King spoke at the March on Washington, he talked about a promissory note that was given to every American. The right, the inalienable right, as Brother Ryan Clayton said, of self-government, that we would have a voice in how we are ruled, because that is the condition of freedom, is real participation in power. And we know that that dream at the founding of our nation was far, far from a reality. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a sad and tragic affair. Brutality, genocide, slavery, terrible patriarchy. And yet, some people had the courage and the vision to take that seed and to say, I see this potential. I see this promise and that dream. And even if those who put it on paper didn't really believe in it, it didn't walk its talk, I will walk that talk. Yeah. I will make it real. And generations of Americans have stepped up and struggled nonviolently to take that and to stretch it and to extend and to defend our democracy, and we walk in their footsteps on this march. Right. Yeah. And this simple, we are here because every generation has stepped up to amend the Constitution and to take part in the democratic revolution that is never truly over. And our generation hasn't done the job yet, and it's time for us to step up and get it done and do whatever it takes to make that happen.